Hi, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, November 12th, and we're going to be doing reading. You will need your big reading book and the Your Turn practice book pages that are this book, which is page 75, and then you will need page 77, so 75, 70, which is also 76, 77, which also has 78, and 79, okay? And this page, this comprehension page it's called. So you need this page too. Okay, so you need 75, which on the back of it is 76, 77, which on the back of it is 78, 79, and then that other page, and your big reading book. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we are practicing our words that we have been working on this week to read. And the first one is under, U-N-D-E-R, under, under. The second one, eat, E-A-T, eat. Of, O-F, of. Who, W-H-O, who. No, N-O, no. Okay, so under, eat, of, who, no. Under, eat, having some trouble here. Of, who, no. I need more hands. Know, who, of, eat, under. Know, who, of, eat, under. Hopefully you're practicing those. And then our vocabulary words for this week. Habitat, where animals live in nature. Depend, when you rely on things you need. You rely on someone to give you the things that they need. Hibernate, to spend time in the winter sleeping in a shelter like the bears. Tolerate, put up with something unpleasant. I love this picture. I think that's so pretty. And tranquil, calm and peaceful. Tranquil. Those are our words that we've been talking about this week. So now I need you to get out your big reading book and turn to At a Pond. And I'm going to read it and you're going to follow along, so then we can take this. Because then we're going to take this. Okay? At a pond. So we were on pages 48 and 49. So this is nonfiction. Where do animals live together? Read about animals that live at a pond. Oh, I have to sign back in. Hold on. It disappeared on me. Sorry about that. Now, I have to close out of that. all these stories that we've read already. Last week's story. We'll finally get to this week's story, at a pond. There, at a pond. All right, now we can turn the page. Who lives at a pond? Who is under the water? Who is on the land? Who can fly to the pond? Let's see. So I'm just reading. That's why I'm kind of reading it a little bit faster, so you can just listen. Frogs live at a pond. They swim and hop and jump. Frogs rest on plants on the pond. This frog is hunting for bugs. It sees a bug. Will it get a snack? It has to be quick. Yum, yum. Ducks come to the pond. They eat lots of bugs and plants. This duck dips its bill to get bugs. Dip, dip, dip. Ducks make nests on land. They use twigs and grass. Who is in the eggs? Quack, quack, quack. Ducks are in the eggs, right? Unless they took eggs from another animal. Turtles can be on land and in water. They swim and swim. Then they stop and rest in the sun. Can fish be on land? No. Fish live in water. They swim, swim, swim. A big fish comes up to eat. Gulp. Bugs like water. Lots of bugs live at a pond. A dragonfly is a big bug. You can see it at a pond. Look at the animals at a pond. Who are they? Egret, raccoon, newt, goldfish, toad, beaver. Okay, so now I need you to have this out. Okay, you can look in your book as you're answering the questions. So, number 1. What do frogs eat for a snack? Flowers, bugs, snakes. What do frogs eat for a snack? Flowers, bugs, snakes. Remember, you can look in the book. Number 2. What is the story mostly about? Zoo animals, animals that live around a pond, bugs that fly. What is the story mostly about? Zoo animals, animals that live around a pond, bugs that fly. Number 3. Where do ducks make their nests? In a tree, on land, in the water. Remember, you can look back in your book. Where do ducks make their nests? In a tree, on land, in the water. Number 4. Where does the turtle like to rest? In the water? In the sun? Near a tree? Where does the turtle like to rest? Remember again, you can look in the book, if you can't remember. So where does the turtle like to rest? In the water, in the sun, near a tree. And number 5, what kind of story is this? Is this at a pond? Fiction, nonfiction, or fantasy? What kind of story is this? Fiction, nonfiction, or fantasy? Okay. Pause if you needed to finish. Otherwise, I hope you still have out your book, because we're going to turn the page and we're going to read this poem called Way Down Deep. It goes along with animals like we've been talking about all week. The big book was about animals in the bayou, baby animals in the bayou. And then we read about animals in the forest and then at the pond. Now these are, and then the cards that I read yesterday, animals at the desert. So these are animals that live in the water. And this is a poem, Way Down Deep, by Mary Ann Hoberman. Okay, underneath the water, way down deep, in sand and stones and seaweed, starfish creep. Snails inch slowly, oysters sleep, underneath the water, way down deep. When we look at poems, lots of times they repeat. So notice that they said underneath the water, way down deep at the beginning. And then they say underneath the water, way down deep at the end. Okay, we're going to read this again. I hope you're able to read it this time with me. Read it a little slower. Way down deep. Underneath the water, way down deep, in sand and stones and seaweed, starfish creep. Snails inch slowly, oysters sleep, underneath the water, way down deep. So, in the pond that we read, they kind of talked about animals that live under the water, right? So it didn't really talk about in the other one about starfish or clams or snails or anything like that, but we can kind of see way down in the ocean some of these animals. Okay, so in poems, they have kind of a rhythm, right, where you have to kind of say it, and so that you can hear the rhyming words. We call that a pattern or a rhythm. Underneath the water, way down deep, in sand and stones and seaweed, starfish creep. Snails inch slowly, oysters sleep, underneath the water, way down deep. It's almost like a song, right? But because there's a lot of rhyming, I need you to, we're going to look at this page so we can talk a little bit more about the poem. So I need you to have up page 79. Page 79 that looks like this. Okay? Looks like this. Okay. So let's underline what it says at the top. Songs have a pattern and a beat. Poems can have a pattern and a beat too. The same words can be used over and over. This is called repetition. Like this. A bug can buzz, 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 bug. Or if we think of something like an easy song that you knew when you were little, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. They repeated little lamb a bunch of times. So songs, they repeat, and poems, they repeat. Okay, so I'm going to erase this so I can scoot this up. So underneath each picture, it has, kind of reminds me, remember last week we talked about captions, but they have two sentences, and we are going to look at each of the sentences, and we're going to decide if the sentence underneath the picture has a repeating rhythm. So number 1, the cat sits on a mat, it will nap. The cat sits on a mat, it will nap. Was there anything repeating in that sentence? No. So we're not going to circle it. It does not have a rhythm. It doesn't have repetition where it repeats itself. Number 2, see me up in the tree. I am up, up, up in the tree. I think we heard some repeating. It said up, up in the tree, just like in the first part, up in the tree. So this would be have repetition where it's repeating itself. Number 3, Fred hops a lot. Hop, Fred, hop. It repeated. Fred hops a lot. Hop, Fred, hop. Number 4, a fish is in the pond. It has fins. No, nothing repeating in that one. Number 5, in the car, they go far. Go, go, go in the car. Yeah, and it has rhyming. Same with this one. Well, it said tree, but in the car, they go far. Go, go, go in the car. Yeah. Number 6, Nat hugs his bear. Jan holds her kitten. No, nothing repeating in that one. Nothing repeating in that one. Okay, we are not going to do the other side because we still have some more work to do. If you really wanted to do the other side, or maybe you really think your teacher wants you to do the other side, it says, many kinds of fish live in the ocean. Fish can be big or small. Some fish like to swim together. So it's asking, what is the topic of your writing? What details tell about the main idea? What facts could you add to the writing? So what else could you add to it about fish? That's what they're wanting you to do. Okay, but we have something else we're going to do, which is this. Big rock pond. Big rock pond. I need you to get this out. Okay? Okay, ready? This is Big Rock Pond. What can we see? And look, there's like a sign here where it says Big Rock Pond. So there they are. I think I can kind of tell why they named it Big Rock Pond. Can't you? Look at the big rock for just a tiny little pond. Turn the page. Here is one bug. A bug can buzz and buzz. And we can see in the picture, buzz. And look, it kind of made some loops, loop-de-loops, as it was buzzing along. Here are two frogs. Two frogs jump. There they go. Hopefully they don't crash into each other. And the back. Here are three bats. Bats can spin. And there you can kind of see they drew things so that you can see that it's spinning, that they are spinning. They look pretty happy. Okay, I want you to read this again on your own. Go ahead and read that again. I hope you're reading it again. Okay, pause if you need a little more time to read it because it's really important for you to practice reading. So now I need you to have this page out because we're going to talk about this book about Big Rock Pond. So I need you to have out page 77. So what we're going to do is, by looking at this book, but they gave us some choices that we're going to write here based on this book. So it says reread Big Rock Pond, which I told you to do. We read it once together and then you're supposed to read it on your own. Write the main topic to tell what it is about. Write the key details to tell more about the topic. Use the sentences from the box. Okay, the sentences say, bugs buzz, frogs jump, things live at the pond, bats spin. So the topic means what is the whole thing about, not just one page. Every single page, the whole thing, that's the topic, the main idea. Did the whole thing talk about bugs buzz? No. Did they talk about frogs jump? No, not the whole thing. They talked about it on one page. Did the whole thing talk about things live at the pond? Yes. Every single thing is talking about things that live at the pond. So for the topic, we're going to write this sentence, things live at the pond. We're going to write it right here. If you need to write it a little bit under here or write it up here, we're writing things live at the pond. It's right here on your paper. Things live at the pond. That's what we're going to write right here. I'm going to cross it out. Things live at the pond. Remember, it's right here if you're having a hard time seeing it on the board. Okay, pause pause if you need more time. So the rest of them are going to be key details about the story. Bugs, buzz, that's just a detail, right? Bugs, buzz. That was a detail on one page. On page 2 in the book. Another detail. Frogs jump. Frogs jump. That was on page 3. Here are 2 frogs. 2 frogs jump. So that just happened on one page. So that was a detail from one page. And then, oh, I'm going to cross that out. And then bats spin. That was on the back, remember? So another key detail, bats spin. Bats spin. So I wonder if these 2 saw all of those animals at the pond. They may have seen bugs. Maybe they saw frogs. I don't know if they would see bats because bats usually come out at night. So unless they were there at night, bats probably would have been pretty hard to see. So those are the main topic of that book are things that live at the pond. And details, bugs buzz, frogs jump, bats spin. Okay, pause if you need to because we're going to look on the back and we're going to talk about something new. Okay. I can't remember when, if it was like a couple weeks ago, we talked about when things in the past, if it already happened, what did we add at the end? So like, if I said, today I jump, yesterday I jumped. We added ed to the end of it, meant that it happened in the past. Today I walk, yesterday I walked. Okay, so those are action words that happened in the past. Now we're going to talk, so you add ed. So now we're going to talk about action words that happen right now. That and how we change it, which you probably can see on your paper, that happen right now. So right now, I am talking, right? Talking. Yesterday I talked. Now I am talking. So on to the action word of talk, I'm adding ing to make it so it's happening right now. So that's what it says here. Add the ending ing to an action word to tell what is happening now. So the word jump, jumping. Remember, I kind of used that example when I said yesterday I jumped. So I added ed. Now I am jumping. ing, which I'm not going to do. But I can pretend that I was. Okay. So we are going to add ing to make the new word. So the first word is ask. Yesterday I asked her. Right now I am asking. And so we add ing. Ing makes an ing sound. Asking. 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 Ing is ing. Ing. We don't say ing. Ing. Rest plus ing. She is resting. Resting. It means it's happening right now. Resting. Resting. The cat is resting, which cats do a lot, don't they? Resting. Okay? Pack plus ing. What word is it? Packing. 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 We are packing our book bags at the end of the day, right? Packing. Help plus ing. What's the new word? Helping. Helping. Okay? So like, I hope you are helping someone at home. Helping means it's happening right now. Right now you're doing your work, but later. Plant plus ing. What's the new word? Planting. Planting. We are planting trees. Not really. Not a true story, not a true sentence. Okay, we are going to use one of these words. Let's read these words to figure out which one's going to go at the bottom. Asking, resting, packing, helping, planting. Okay, one of those words is going to fit in the sentence. She is blank a bag. Asking? That wouldn't make sense. Resting? No. Packing? Yeah. She is packing a bag. Packing. So it means she's doing it right now. When you add ing, it means you're doing it right now, an action word. We added ed, it meant that you did it in the past. Ing means you do it right now. Packing. So asking, resting, packing, helping, planting. So hopefully you remember ing makes an ing sound. That's the most important part right now, is remembering how to read it. Ing makes an ing sound. Okay, we're going to go over our words one more time and then we can be done. Because today, we don't have school tomorrow. Okay, so today's the last day that you'll see me for reading, because next week I'm going to be doing spelling like I did the very beginning. We're all back to our things we did first. Under, eat, of, who, Okay, what I want you to do this weekend, everybody to do, is I want you to read the 3 stories that we read this week, which are, well, one's a poem. I want you reading them to someone at home, and those stories are in your big book at the pond. Okay? You need to practice reading, and since we don't have school tomorrow, you have time. So I want you reading at a pond, and I can't remember the name of the story. Sorry. In your small book. Oh, yeah. Your small book, The Best Spot. Remember, it was like about a forest. I like that story. The Best Spot. You can see it here in my book. It's kind of tiny. The Best Spot. I want you reading The Best Spot this weekend, at a pond this weekend, and the poem, because that's just fun. Way Down Deep. You need to read all 3 of those stories. You don't have to read them all at once. You can read 1 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. Okay, I hope everybody does that to become a better reader. I will see you next week. Have a good weekend, and I'll be doing spelling. Bye.